In today's presentation, we are going to talk all about the information about the income statements. But before that, here is the list of objectives that you will be able to learn while watching and after watching the presentation. For our first presentation, we will going to define first what is income statement. So what is income statement? An income statement is a financial statement that shows you the company's income and expenditures. It also shows whether a company is making a profit or loss for a given period. The income statement, along with the balance sheet and cash flow statement, helps you to understand the financial health of your business. Income statement. Ito ay kilala rin sa tawag na profit or loss statement, statement of operation, statement of financial result, or income, o hindi kaya ay earning statement. Ito ay isang financial report na nagdedetalya ng profitability ng isang business over a specific period of time. Ang income statement ay kayang magawa on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. Now, let's proceed to the other topic. Well, there are two reporting options when preparing income statement, and these two are single-step and multi-step income statement. But first, we will talk about the single-step income statement. So, what is a single-step income statement? The single-step income statement generally groups all the revenues and expenses accounts into their respective categories without further breakdown. The net income or losses are equal to the subtraction of the total amount of expenses from the total amount of revenues. Hence, the net profit of the company will generally appear at the bottom of the report. Single-step income statement. Ito ay format ng financial statement na nag-list ng lahat ng expenses including the cost of goods sold sa isang column. It doesn't break expenses into categories like the cost of goods sold, operating, and non-operating. Lahat ng expenses ay sama-sama nakalista at nakatotal. It also gives simplified account of the financial activity of a business. Gumagamit lamang ang single-step income statement ng isang step sa pag-calculate ng net income, which is the final line of the income statement.
Now, in this section, we're going to explore the equations used in a single-step income statement. So what are the equations used in a single-step income statement? The first equation used in a single-step income statement is net income equals revenues plus gains minus expenses plus losses. The single-step income statement offers a straightforward accounting of the financial activity of your business. It's easy to understand and relatively easy to prepare. The single-step income statement is a more straightforward and uncomplicated report to prepare. Also, the single-step report is easier for readers without financial expertise to interpret, analyze, and understand. Single-step income statements calculate the business's net income by subtracting losses and expenses from gains and revenue. Now, let's find out where is the single-step income statement commonly used. A single-step income statement is commonly used in sole proprietorships, partnerships, and other small businesses, which is easier to prepare. For example, a real estate partnership's income statement may have just one line for sales commissions, followed by the operating expense items such as rent, supplies, and administrative services. Ang isang maliit na hardware store na nagbebenta ng hardware items at installation services ay maaari ding gumamit ng single-step na format. Maaaring gamitin ng mga maliliit at malalaking service business ang single-step na format dahil hindi nila kailangang i-account ang cost of goods sold o gross profit ng magkahiwalay. Kasama sa mga halimbawa ng mga service business ang airline companies, financial institutions, and management consulting companies. Ang mga airline companies ay nagbebenta ng isang serbisyo which is ang transportasyon ng mga pasahero. Ang mga bangko ay nagbibigay ng mga serbisyo ng deposito at pagpapautang sa kanilang mga individual at commercial customers. Ang mga management consulting companies ay nagpapayo sa ibang mga kumpanya para sa pagpapabuti ng proseso ng kanilang negosyo.
Now that we tackle about the single-step income statement, here is an example of single-step income statement.
And lastly, what are the elements of a single-step income statement? When making a single-step income statement, one must remember the key elements. These are the operating revenues, non-operating revenues, operating expenses, non-operating expenses.
Now, we are going to talk about the other type of income statement, which is the multi-step income statement. So, what is a multi-step income statement? A multi-step income statement is a company's financial statement in a format presenting revenues, costs, and expenses for a specific reporting period. It provides a more detailed breakdown of expenses than a single-step income statement and uses various equations to determine a business's net income. Well, multi-step income statement is the company's income statement which segregates the company's total operating revenue from non-operating expenses, thereby separating the total revenue and expense of a particular period into two different subcategories, like example, operating and the non-operating. Unlike the simple one, which is the single-step income statement, the multi-step income statement differentiates between operating and non-operating revenues and expenses, giving both businesses owners and investors a better look at company operations and profitability levels.
Next, what are the equations used in a multi-step income statement? A multi-step income statement is the more complex of the two formats and offers more detail about the business financial activities. It uses three separate steps to calculate the net income. First is gross profit equals net sales minus cost of goods sold. Second one is operating income equals gross profit minus operating expenses. And third one is net income equals operating income plus non-operating items. So multiple step income statements separate operating revenue and operating expenses from non-operating revenue and non-operating expenses. That way, you better understand how the company's core business activities are driving profits.
Now, after we know about the definition and equation that used in the multi-step income statement, let's talk about where is a multi-step income statement commonly used.
Well, a multi-step income statement is used to report the following. First, the expenses. Second, the revenues. Third, the profit or loss. It provides more information than a single-step income statement, which can make it advantageous for your own records as well as any investors looking in.
Generally, businesses that use multi-step income statements are large complex companies. Most small businesses and sole proprietorship can get by with just a single-step income statement since their operation and accounting tend to be straightforward. Publicly traded companies use multi-step income statements which categorize expenses as either direct cost, also known as non-operational cost, or indirect cost, also known as operational cost. Direct costs refer to expenses for a specific item such as a product, service, or project. Contrarily, indirect costs are generalized expenses that go towards a company's broader infrastructure and therefore cannot be assigned to the cost of a specific object, salaries, marketing efforts, research and development, accounting expense, legal fees, utilities, phone service, and rent. Publicly traded companies use a multi-step income statement because they are required by law to disclose more detailed financial reports to show their earnings. Next, here the example of multi-step income statement. And lastly, in our discussion, we will talk about the elements of a multi-step income statement. Now, what are the elements of a multi-step income statement? When making a multi-step income statement, one must remember the key elements. These are the net sales, cost of goods sold, gross profit, total operating expenses, net gain or loss from other activities, income before taxes, income tax expense, and net income.
To furthermore understand the single-step income statement and multi-step income statement, take a look at these diagrams and pictures that we'll be presenting in this presentation. Now that we tackle all about the information about the income statement, I hope that you learn a lot from this topic, and also I hope that you understand now that what is the difference between these two types of income statement. Thank you and see you again in our next lesson. Bye!